The band Plaid sur Pure Channel pour l'album Scintilli, Ed et Andy qui sont venus nous voir. Thank you very much for coming on Pure Channel.
Thanks for speaking to us.
My first question is that how do you keep on producing new sounds and new textures in your sounds after all those years and being pioneers of the genre electro?
Well, hopefully we're improving subtly as musicians. I mean, if you're a guitarist, you're stuck with the sound of a guitar, but it might not be a question that would be levelled at a guitarist. I mean, we do keep up with technology and synthesis and try and embrace new forms as they become available to us, and that's of interest.
We've collaborated with quite a few people over the years, so we've just done a collaboration with some gamelan at Javanese music, so all of these things kind of help us keep interested.
With the new technology, do you feel like you're starting again sometimes, discovering, I don't know, new plugs, new loops, new sound?
Part of the attraction of computer music or electronic music is the gear and the software. It's techno-lust, it's a kind of an attraction to technology, which we both still have, luckily.
When I first started to listen Scintilli, I was amazed about the very tribal percussions, I think, and rhythm on that record. On many songs, I feel almost an Asian or Indian influence in the way the groove are produced. Is it by traveling also that you bring out new sounds in your records and new...
I think new experiences can't help but affect the way you write music and your tastes, and so various experiences have probably kind of filtered through. But I mean, we try not to repeat ourselves too much as well, so we're kind of constantly trying to keep ourselves interested and excited by music. So,
would you agree that there is a kind of treble vibe in that record, or maybe
treble, like
yeah, I don't know. For instance, on Missing, I thought the groove was a bit Indian or Asian, something like that. Treble.
Yeah, it could be. I don't think the influences are so direct. Obviously you're playing around, and with computer music you can manipulate it and play with it very easily, and so you sometimes end up with things that may sound like something else, but actually your reference point wasn't the original thing.
What was your reference point, if there was one on this record?
We actually wanted a quite dynamic, almost acoustic sounding record, even though it's almost entirely electronically generated. We just tried to make sounds that have kind of errors in them as a human might.
I know you worked a lot on the pictures, and that's one part of your music, but that record is very cinematographic.
I think we use music to alter our moods and to generally enhance our moods, so it's not necessarily a reflection of how we're feeling, it'll be how we want to feel. So in that way, what you're hearing is us trying to cheer up, generally, a lot of the time, and I think because it's still got its roots in dance music, there is the repetition, and there's the trance. The idea of a trance, is peaceful for a lot of people. The idea of repetition is safety, because you know what's coming next. There's no surprises.
Well, the surprises in the progressions, you have them, but
right. You have to keep people awake.
Yes. You talked about the acoustic character of that record, and it's mixed sometimes with a very robotic. That's the trick of that record. There's a very robotic production sometimes. Were you really also into the sounds of the early 80s? I was thinking of pioneers like Jean-Michel Jarre could have done some stuff before.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, we kind of grew up in the 80s, so probably a lot of our tastes were formed then. It wasn't particularly those artists, but you can't get away from yourself, and those kind of impressions you have when you're younger, and those experiences, and your first musical loves, I guess you carry with you forever. So they're probably still coming out now.
I think we both fell in love with sort of electronic the electronic sound, more from early hip hop and early electro, and so there's still a strong attraction towards precise synthetic sound. It's something that we love. I don't know exactly why.
The very precise sound and the way that it looks simple in the production, maybe because there's not more and more tracks added, but it's not. And on iRobot, for instance, you can feel that kind of.
Yeah, I mean, it was our intention to keep it quite minimal this time. In the past, we've tended to perhaps be sort of too over enthusiastic with synthesis and layer and layer and layer, and you know you end up with quite a satisfying sound, but when you boil it down, the musicality's maybe not quite there. So we sort of wanted every element to be necessary this time, and not to get too extravagant with the production, and keep almost like a dynamic quality to the sound. We really didn't want a loud sounding release, like a lot of contemporary electronic music, and it, which is very appropriate in a club environment, but not necessarily when you want to sit and listen to a record at home. It doesn't need to be constantly loud and battering your eardrums. So we'll do that live.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Ed. And of course, the concert will be in Paris in October at the Rex Club. You can check the website, and the record will be released in October too. Yeah,
26th of September.
Of September, sorry. So you can go buy legally at the end of the month.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.